Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. The abstract things are easy to grasp through the stories. And when something is told through stories, one gets an experience that the knowledge happens without being taught. This is the secret of all the stories in our scriptures. One example I'll tell you. I was in South Africa and the retreat was in Shepherd's retreat center, and we were about 50-60 of us, and I told the other people in that thing, I said, hey, anyone if you want to come and attend, it is free, you don't have to pay. And there was one person who had come to stay there. We don't know who he was coming and sitting. And every day evening I used to go in the hilly area for walk. 5, 6, 10 of us used to walk. So he used to join and he will start asking questions. One after another question. And after every question he asked, I used to tell him a story. Never answered his question. Every question was replied by a story. Second day, he came and he hugged me and he said, you are Jesus for me. I said, thank you very much. He said, don't ask why. I said, no, whatever is your feeling. He said, Jesus used to do the same thing. He always used to tell stories. He said, now I want to ask you this question. Why you people tell stories? Why don't you straight away answer? See, this is the secret. The knowledge happens without being taught. See? Now here the story we have learned. Like you are all very well read in scriptures. I am afraid of talking in front of you. Maybe I go wrong somewhere, yet I courageously talk. In Kathopanishad there is a story of Nachiket. And in that story, when I was teaching, the first day itself I told them, if any one of you ask me this question, how did Nachiket go to Lord Death? And how this dialogue happened? If you ask me this question, the answer is read once more the whole thing. And again if you ask me this question, repeat it second time. Till you stop asking questions. See friends, we want pre-digested food. We don't want to put efforts. See, it is called as self-discovery. You have to discover. Whatever is discovered is already existing. See, like I am covered with this shawl. Therefore, you cannot see my feet. On this also there are also questions. Swamiji, why do you always keep your feet covered? Because people use my feet for drying their dirty hands. Therefore, so when this cloth is removed, the feet are not created because they were covered. Self-discovery. See friend, we have to discover ourselves. And for the discovery, you have to start not complaining, but inquiring. And this process of inquiry is indicated through the story of Nachiket in Kathopanishad and in our Yoga Vasishta, there are hundreds of beautiful stories. See? Now this story yesterday we have seen, there was one Karkati Rakshasi and she was Mahodari, eating, never her hunger was satiated. See? Now go back to Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna asked one question. Atha kena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha anichannapi varshneya baladiva niyojitaha. O Lord, kindly tell me, under whose influence, although not willing, one goes the wrong way in life. What is the reason? Who is compelling us to go the wrong way? In reply, Bhagavan Krishna says, Kama esha krodha esha rajo guna samudbhavaha maha ashanaha maha papma viddhena miha vairinam. It is desire alias anger. See. And what is this desire alias anger? Maha ashanaha. Maha ashanaha, he whose hunger is unlimited. Here also, Mahodari. Mahodari means her stomach was such that it could never be filled. So here, this Rakshasi is none other than Kamana, desire, Ichha, Kama. Desires can never be fulfilled in life. The day you discard desire fulfillment as the lifestyle, you are Jivan Mukta. You are liberated while alive. See friends, you will get huge crowds where desire fulfillment is one of the options. If you do this thing, you will get married. If you do this thing, you will get divorced. If you do this thing, you will get children. If you get this thing, you will get twins. So, only fulfillment of the desires is the only purpose of our going to the temples or to the Mahatmas. See, Bhagavad Gita as well as Kathopanishad tells what is the meaning of living in meditation, not doing meditation. Don't do meditation for God's sake. We have to live in meditation 24/7. See friends. So how can we live in meditation? Bhagavan Krishna gives the technique. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmannevatpana tushtaha chita prajnastadochate. The meaning of meditation is your wisdom is steady. Steadiness of wisdom is living in meditation, not steadiness of the posture. Simply sitting without disturbance in one posture for half an hour, great meditation. Then all the buffaloes in India are the great yogis. See friends. And when we sit, even one small mosquito comes, we get disturbed. Look at our buffaloes. They sit right on the highway, expressway, and when the trucks come, they keep on their chewing gum. So what? They are having a real meditation. Bhagavan says, Yada sarvan manogatan kaman prajahati. When we live at zero desire level, no desires. Okay, I have also no desire. Depression. A person who is depressed also doesn't have desire. Ab ji ke kya karenge? Such people don't die also. ना जीने की तमन्ना है, ना मरने का इरादा है. Friends. Therefore, here the teacher says, Atmannevatmana tushtaha. You are at peace with yourself. When you are at peace with yourself, you are living in meditation. Instead of remaining in peace, we are running after pieces and constantly disturbed. So, real spiritual life is freedom from desires. Kathopanishad says, Yada sarve pramuchante kama yasya hridhi sthitaha atha martyaha amruto bhavati atra brahma samashnute. He who has discovered total freedom from desires once for all, now and here, atra, now and here, he has merged in the absolute. Thereafter, the Paramatma expresses through him. Such a Jivan Mukta Purush is called as the great Mahatma. See, friends. So, this Mahodari Rakshasi is none other than the desire. Then thereafter, so she did lot of tapasya. And for what tapasya? I should be able to eat more and more. Is it not our tapasya? We come to the Lord and tell, oh Lord, Bhagavan says, yes dear, you have infinite energy, but no desires. Bhagavan says, I know that. Oh Lord, I have got infinite desires, but no energy. That also I know. Why not we sign an MOU? My infinite desires and your infinite energy, let us contribute. So your energy doesn't go waste and my desires are fulfilled. That is our devotion. Have we ever asked the Lord, oh Lord, kindly get rid of all the desires from my mind? See, friends, remember this principle. Real spiritual practice is non-fulfillment of desires. Desires are mahodari. They cannot be satiated. Therefore, maha ashanaha. And when the desires are uncontrolled, then maha papma. Then any sin is nothing for the fulfillment of my desires. So this was this Mahodari Rakshasi, and then she did tapasya so that her more and more desires are fulfilled. Then there Bhagwan came, and to that Bhagwan she said, Hey Bhagwan, Bhuta Bhavesha Syam Aham Jiva Suchika. May I be able to collect everything from everybody. I should become the richer than the richest. Is it not? There was one WhatsApp somebody sent me. It is by the Students Against Corruption, launched by the IITians from Powai, Bombay. From 1947 till date, they have given the facts. And the total amount which was lost in scams is so much that I could not even count. After 1-3, there were about more than 24 zeros. And they write, with this amount, India will be the richest country in the world. There will be so many institutions, there will be so many colleges. See? Mahashanaha. There is no end to this desire fulfillment. See, friends, a spiritual seeker must draw a line. Thus far, not further. Thereafter, it doesn't matter whether you put clothes like me or whatever you are putting. We are only tailor-made Babaji. We are not real. You are real seekers of truth. We are full-time Babaji. Although you are part-time, your sacrifice, your dedication is far superb. See, friends. Therefore, this desire fulfillment is the disease because of which everybody is suffering. And thereafter, Pitamaha Uvacha, Evamastu, okay, all your desires will be fulfilled. Meaning, then you will start sucking blood from the whole world. And that is becoming the virus or the bacteria of this cholera. And then whom will you go on killing? Durbhojana, Duraramba, Murkha, Dukkhita. All these will be attack on you. See, you don't dare to go and catch the top person. Only poor people are taken for a ride. See, friends. And in this manner, she was enjoying killing the people, looting the whole world, and Babhuva Bahurashani. Like that, she lived for many years, and thereafter, Sa Achintayat Swayam. One day, when she was sitting, she just started thinking. What she started thinking? Suchiyam Raktamasanam Kadamatrena Puryate. I have become so small, only by a little bit of a drop of blood, etc., my hunger is satiated. This is not the way. I should get really the whole body. And therefore, again she started doing the tapasya. And as the result of this tapasya, what happened? Babhuva nirmala sapi tapasa kshina kalmasha. This is the most important thing. Be very attentive. Tapasya is a willful denial. Nobody tells you, don't take food. Nobody tells you, walk barefooted. It is willfully done. And there are two things which must be achieved through tapasya. If that is not happening, it is not tapasya. Number one, we all are dependent on so many things and beings. Tapasya is a technique by which we discover the independence from all the things and beings. Like these days Chaturmas is going on. In Chaturmas, in our country, they observe certain rules and regulations. During Chaturmas, you are not supposed to eat onion, garlic, non-vegetarian, drinking, etc. You have to take bath twice a day. All these rules are there. So, when the Punjabis call me for food, I always like to have joy in my life. So, when they call, first question, Swamiji, what you will like to eat? So I tell them, look here, I don't know that, but what I don't eat, that I can tell you. Yes, then I give me a list. Rajma, chole, paneer, kulche, pengan da parta, and kheer, no onion, no garlic, no tomato. Oh God, then what do we cook? A Punjabi cannot think cooking without these things. See, we have become so dependent on many things in life. Tapasya means discover your freedom. No thing, no place, nobody we should be dependent upon. Discover your independence. For that, I will give you a technique. Try. My techniques are very simple. Write off your rights right away before they perform your rights right now. No right on anybody in this world. Live right free. We all talk about, but is it not she should help me? Suffer. The day you give up your rights, you are free. This is the principle with which I have been living in my life. See? And how I discovered this principle. Many years before I started this cinema business, in Bombay, one person asked me this, Swamiji, please don't mind. I said, no, I have no mind. Please tell me. See, your MP3s are very expensive. I said, I don't know how much it is. Anyway, I'll ask my girls and let you know. So I asked them, I said, hey, how much you sell this thing? So much amount. Very good. Now, how you come at the rate that you are fixing? So I never told them what they are doing. So they told, Swamiji, we have to convert your talk from the cassette into the CD, and then 1 hour of conversion of the audio talk into the MP3, they charge 100 rupees. So if one MP3 is 10 hours, we have to pay 1000 rupees only for making the master. Thereafter, for copying, they take 100 rupees per copy. Naturally, we have to fix this rate. I said, okay, very good. Then one of my computer friend, I asked him, hey, yaar, tell me what is this MP3 business? What is this and all that? He said, Saj, it's very simple. Then he showed me on his laptop. Immediately I got one laptop. From that day onward, everything I am doing. No dependence. Then second thing, somewhere they have collected money, like here also they will collect for the DVD. Unless you pay, we will not give you. Otherwise, these poor people prepare it and you don't take it. Gaya kaam se? No. So they have collected money and they are supposed to make the copies and give. And they have not given for whatever reason. Next year when I went there, that person says, Swamiji, please don't mind. Last year we have paid but we never got anything. So I said, never mind, I'll give right now. Next day I gave. Now tell me, to whom shall I challenge? Do I have any right on anybody? You are all with me, not as employee, but out of love. Where there is love, there is no complaint. Then how to get out of this? See, be yourself completely over control. So wherever I leave any place, before I leave, the whole order is executed 100%, properly packed. Maybe I had to spend the whole night, doesn't matter. This principle, we have no right on anybody in this world. If this is discovered, we are doing tapasya. See, kalmash means impurity. This is the impurity in our mind. Then we have dependence and we have expectations. Tapasya is this. She did tapasya again. As a result, kshina kalmasha. All her wrong things, negative thinking was cleaned away. The second thing that should happen as a result of tapasya is discover your self-confidence. If we cannot have self-confidence, what is called in Sanskrit, Atma Vishwas. Those who do not have Atma Vishwas, they do not have faith in God. See, friend, faith in God expresses in our heart as self-confidence. See, friends, these are the two things. Like the bird has two wings. Both the wings must be equally strong, then the sky is the limit. In the same manner, discover independence and discover self-confidence. With that alone, we can walk the spiritual path. Otherwise, I know it is important, but I cannot do it. Why you cannot do? You can. See, friends, discover your own confidence. Nobody can help you in life. See? This is the meaning of tapasya, and because of this, she became kshina kalmasha. Kshina, weakening, kalmash is the impurities. These are the two basic impurities in our heart. And tastau sa akhila samsara heyatam kurvati hrudaye. As a result of this, be attentive, as a result of this, she discovered complete dispassion for the whole world. So, what is the meaning of tapasya? Tapasya means freedom from desires. See, friends, desires express in many ways. One of the way of the desires expression is, desires are expressing in our heart in the form of likes and dislikes. I like this, I dislike this. Now, for example, I do not like this eggplant. If you go to Punjabi house, the delicacy is Bengan da bharta. I don't like that pathetic dish. The very look you can see, it is so miserable. There is no charm in that dish. And then they give you. So now I am Swami, I am supposed to be equanimous. So what can be done? Then if something is we don't like dirty, you put the tissue paper, lift it and throw it. Exactly the same way. I take the chapati, put it on that, and remembering Bhagwan, and take a little glass of water over. Yad gatva nanivartante. Over. And thereafter that Amma thinks, I like Bengan. And again another avatar of the Lord, Bengana avatar. Now tell me, what is the logic that you don't like something? What is the logic that you like something? For likes and dislikes, there is no logic. See? Our whole life is guided by these illogical twins, likes and dislikes. And we consider ourselves to be very intelligent. What intelligence it is? See, friends, therefore desire freedom means rise above the likes and dislikes. The day we practice this with this understanding, then our mind will be purer and purer, and as a result, samsara heyatam kurvati hridi. Then she will have na uddho ka lena, na madho ko dena. We have nothing to achieve, we have nothing to lose. These are the words of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Ananya chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yoga kshemam vahamyaham. Yoga, what you don't have, that I will provide. Kshemam, what you have, I will protect it. See, then only our attachment to the world will be weakened. Thereafter, tam vedha tadrushi jnatva samupatya vachaha abravit. Be attentive. Thereafter, Brahmaji discovered she is the right instrument. She did not ask Brahmaji to come. As a result of her tapasya, she became so pure, Brahmaji came himself to her. Be attentive. Yamai vesha vrunute tena labhyaha tasesha atma vivrunute tanum swam. Upanishad says, when we are qualified, the truth reveals itself to us. See, when we are qualified, the Guru comes in our life. See, Ramcharitmanas says, Binu Hari Kripa mile nahi santa. Without the grace of the Lord, the Mahatmas don't come in our life. Upanishad says, Ishvaranugrahat eva pumsam advaita vasana. The intense longing to study the Upanishad or Advaita, Ishvaranugrahat eva, by the grace of the God and not by our karma phala. Many people have this funny notion that because of my fortune, I got in company with the Mahatma. No, fortune will give you maximum one more promotion, that's all. Mahatmas are not the result of your good karma. They are not karma phala. Karma phala is only joy and sorrows. Vivek Chudamani tells that Durlabham Trayavaita Devanugraha Hetukam Manushyatvam Mumukshutvam Mahapurusha Samsraya. It is by the grace of the God alone the Mahatmas come in our life, and the grace of the God happens to those who are Kshina Kalmashaha. See, friends, grace will not come to any Tom, Dick and Harry. There was one boy, he sued the university because his friend was given grace mark by the university and he was declared passed. This boy, he was not given the grace mark. So he sued the university. How come you gave the grace mark to him and not to me? So the court hearing was going on. So the judge asked, okay, tell me, how much your friend had the marks? Oh, he had 47%. Very good. What is the passing percentage required? 50%. So how many grace marks were given? 3 grace marks. Okay, you have prepared very well. Good homework. Okay, now come to your case. How many marks you have got in the examination? He said 3. Then why the university did not give me 47 grace marks? उसकी जेब से क्या जाता? See, friends, that grace can be given if you are graceful, not disgraceful. See, friends, Ishvara's anugraha comes in our life if we are kshina kalmashaha. See, friends, whenever you go to temple, try only one thing. Just I am giving you an idea, do whatever you like. Ask only one thing to the Lord. Oh Lord, make my mind so pure, so immaculate, that even in a dream, even once, even for fun, I should not have ill feelings or hatred for anybody in the whole universe. Only this prayer. Kshina kalmashaha. In that pure heart alone, Paramatma shines. See? Like when the metal is covered with the oxide, it doesn't shine. But when we apply the polish, what is the polish? It dissolves the covering of the oxide. The shining is already there in the metal. It was covered. If then by this application of the chemical is discovered and shining comes forth. In the same manner, we are divine, we are good, we are not bad. This kalmasha, raga dvesha, they are covering our beauty. Kshina kalmashaha. Therefore, when the God comes in our life or Mahatma comes in our life means what? This is what happens, that you discover a lifestyle where desire fulfillment is not the goal of life. If we have to write our biography, what will we write in one line? Right from childhood, I have been struggling to fulfill my desires, but till date I have failed. बालस्तावत् क्रीडासक्तः, तरुणस्तावत् तरुणी रक्तः, वृद्धस्तावत् चिन्तासक्तः, परमे ब्रह्मणि कोऽपि न रक्तः. See, friends, therefore this desire fulfillment is the kalmasha, the sin, the impurity. When this is removed, the divinity which was covered under this will be revealed. So now see this story. But we take the book, okay, I can read now. This piercer, the needle of blood and flesh, is filled up with a mere particle. Where have those large limbs and gone? I am not getting any meaning out of it. See, tad vijnanatam gurumeva vigachet samitpanihi shrotriyam brahmanishtam. See, friends, on this mantra from Mundaka Upanishad, Bhagavan Shankaracharya writes commentary, and there he writes very specifically. Shastrajnaha api swatantrena brahmajnana anveshanam na kuryat. You may be highly educated. You may be having dozens of doctorates around you. Even then, when it comes to the scriptural study, don't take freedom to read on your own. It will never help you. Therefore, in scriptures it is said, Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasanam. It is not said reading. No. Because when we read according to our inability to understand, not ability to understand. Therefore, when she became Kshina Kalmasha and removal of the impurity is, you will discover dispassion towards the world. And this dispassion is unlike the depression. Depression is the unhealthy condition of the mind. Dispassion is the healthy condition of the mind. Kshina Kalmasha. And as a result of this, then tam vedha tadrushi jnatva, then the Paramatma Bhagavan Brahmaji, when he saw now this Rakshasi has become absolutely pure, immaculate, then samupetya vachaha abravit, he himself came to her. Now she did not go to him. See friends, in Kathopanishad the teacher tells Nachiket, only one desire we the teachers have. Let the qualified student like you come to us. That's all. Normally who goes to the Mahatmas? Mahatmaji, kamar mein dard hai. One lady was telling me, Swamiji, please do something. I have got big pain in my kamar. I said, you are telling lies. No, Swamiji, why should I tell you lies? I got kamar mein bada dard hai. I said, no. Why? Because you don't have kamar, you have got kamra. Kamre mein dard hi hota hai. See friends, take care of your life. Don't complain. So, then he blessed her. Jivan mukta si he vatse. My dear child, now you are liberated. So what is moksha? What is liberation? Liberation from desires is moksha. And this moksha we all experience every night when we go to sleep. What is the experience of sleep? We have no desires. And because we have no desires, we are nobody. Because we are nobody, there is no problem. And therefore it is rightly said, nobody is happy. Very true. Nobody alone is happy. Somebody is always miserable. So how the whole story begins? Reduce the burden of desires on your head. Bhagavan says, Shariram kevalam karma kurvannapnoti kilvisham. For maintenance of life in the body, whatever you are supposed to do properly, that doesn't create sin and merit. See friends. So Jivan Mukta Sihe was say, my dear child, now you have attained liberation while alive. And Hardam te galitam tamaha. See? In your heart, whatever was the wrong notion, tamas, ignorance, darkness should be clearly understood. Darkness is of 4 types. And the darkness is notional understanding. We have 4 wrong notions in our life. One wrong notion about ourselves. Second wrong notion about the world. Third wrong notion about God. And 4th wrong notion about spirituality or spiritual practice. Unless these 4 wrong notions are gone. So first wrong notion about ourselves. Whether I am the body or I am the embodied. Then whether I am the soul, one per body, or I am the life expressing through all the bodies. First notion to be corrected. The second notion about this world. Which world is bad? The five elements, the five sense organs, the five organs of action, the mind. In God's creation, there are no problems. Then which world what we talk about? One man went to God, young boy. He said, God, the girls are so beautiful, so enchanting, so lovely. We want to spend time with them. But I don't know why the wives are so terrible. God said, girls I have created, wife you have created. That is your creation. It is not my creation. In God's creation, there are no miseries. In our creation, there is nothing but miseries. So when we talk about world, what world we talk about? See friends, second wrong notion. The third wrong notion about God. We are pushing the God away from ourselves. If you try this, only very simple thing. One example will make it clear. In one school, or in every school that way, all small kids are there. So they will be making noise, shouting, this thing, that thing. And suddenly one of the students says, hey, Miss is coming. The moment they get the message, Miss is coming, they all become quiet. Earlier they were shouting, fighting, teasing, punching each other. The moment they know that Miss is coming, they become quiet. Why? Because now somebody is coming, they became aware of someone higher. Even if the teacher has not come, they will become quiet. If this principle is clear, now remember this. Before we do anything, the Lord in our heart knows the action. Before we talk anything, the Lord in our heart hears that. When we think anything, before we think, it is known by the Lord. Be aware of His presence in your own heart. Not a single wrong action will ever happen. That is devotion. What we lack is this awareness in our life. See? In one Tantra Grantha, there Lord Shiva is telling to Parvati. There he says, this living in awareness, intense awareness. Now life is not intense, awareness is intense. Life is relaxed. In that intense awareness, when you live, it is million times better than going to somebody, taking a diksha, taking a mantra, something is put into the ear, nothing will happen, I guarantee you. Live only in utter awareness. Don't get tied down. Spiritual practice is for liberation. See friends, therefore here a teacher says, Jivan mukta sihe vatse hardam te galitam tamaha. All the wrong notions from your heart has gone away. So one wrong notion was about ourselves, second about the world, third about the God, and the fourth about the spiritual practice. Spiritual practice is living 24/7 in a spiritual mode is spiritual practice. It is not a part-time profession. It is a full-time preoccupation. See? Otherwise, then some people, one lady, huge one, went to the doctor. And Dr. Saab, I want to reduce my weight. Please give me a diet plan. So the doctor gave and report me after 2 months. Next 2 months she came double the size. So the doctor asked, what did you do? Doctor Saab, whatever you told me that I ate after my usual diet. Spiritual practice, same way. Like some people have got, hobby of collecting the postal stamps. Some people have got funny hobby of collecting the matchboxes. I was so surprised in somebody's house I went, I won't tell you. Elderly man, must be about 75, not out. He had one big basket and it was filled with many matchboxes. So I was looking at it and I didn't worry, it's okay. Swamiji, do you know what it is? I said, no. You know, I have a hobby of collecting the matchboxes. So in my whole life, I have collected different types of matchboxes. I said, did you match with your wife? So, like we have got a hobby of collecting something. In the same manner, many people have got hobby of collecting the mantras. Then Monday, Shiva, Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. The Shiva is running away. We are Hare Krishna. And then there are so many mantras, then they forget. Oh, today I have not done, Hanumanji's mantra, today is Tuesday, now what will happen? Never mind, tell Hanumanji, I observe Saturday brand Hanumanji. Relax. Hanumanji has got 2 days. One is Tuesday, one is Saturday. If you are a North Indian, your Hanumanji is Tuesday brand. If you are a South Indian, it is a Saturday brand. How much confusion. See, that is not spiritual practice. Spiritual practice is you are at peace. Yada sarve pramuchante kama. This is spiritual practice. Do not entertain any desire. Don't make the mind a slave. See, one example I will tell you. There was one lady in Bangalore, I used to stay with them. And very nice, very good disposition, very calm and quiet. So she asked me this question, Swamiji, I have never asked you, but now I have nowhere to go, so I am asking you. We are taking a walk after dinner in her house around the compound. Her problem was that I don't get sleep, Swamiji, whole night I am awake. I said, Mama, congratulations. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagarti sayami. Swamiji, don't make fun of me. Then you must be sleeping whole day. No, I don't get sleep even day also. Then what did you do? Doctor asked me to take a sleeping pill, which I refused. I don't know why this is happening. I said, my condition, no discussion, no argument. Agree? Yes. I said, tell me, how do you go to sleep? So she took out her mala. She said, my guru gave me this mala and told, keep on chanting when you go to bed, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. I keep on doing whole night, no sleep. I said, okay, now let's go. We went to her bedroom and I said, now sleep here. Sleep on the left side. Mala was in my pocket. She was wanting to get that mala. I said, I am not giving you mala. Forget about Sri Krishna Sharanam. Then lie on the left side and start playing sleep, sleep. How will you play? So don't do it now here. So she went on the left side and I said, according to Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, in the deep sleep we go in our heart. In the dream, we are in our throat. In the waking, we are in our right eye. So now you have to go to sleep. So you lie down and imagine you have entered your heart. And now you play sleep, sleep. So how we sleep? We start breathing heavily. I said, play like this. And I left that room. Next day she woke up at 8 o'clock. In their house, they celebrated. Dadi Ma slept. What I have done? That catch with which the mind was caught was released. See, friends, do japa. I am not against japa. But understand how to do that. Not like that lady. taking the food after the usual quota. See, we have to dissolve the mind. And for that, some people tell me this. I never knew that. One person, NRI from USA, he came and met me in Bombay. He said, Swamiji, you are awesome. I said, never mind. He said, do you know, when I come from work, I am damn tired. I finish my dinner and then I go to bed and I start your MP3. I don't know what MP3 I am starting. I start one MP3. Within no time I sleep. That day I discovered people don't listen to me to awaken but to sleep. See? So maybe my talks are anesthetic. See, friend, therefore, if we understand this principle that we have to get rid of all these desires, then Bhagwan Brahmaji blessed her. Puratana vapu prapya sukhini bhuvanechara eva muktva chiram tasto nirvikalpa samadhina. Then Brahmaji blessed her that now you will get your original body again, so she is again born, reborn. This is how a seeker is born. A seeker is born after he has no more hang-ups about this world. Anything you have to do in this world, you are not a seeker. Anything. Because the doership is the problem. Bhagavan says, Yada sarve pramuchyante, Bhagavan says, Yasya nahang kruto bhavaha, buddhi yasya na lipyate, hatvapi sa iman lokan na hanti na nivadhyate. He who doesn't have the sense of doership, he doesn't do any karma. And he who doesn't do any karma, he alone is liberated. If you do karma, there will be karma phala. And there is no option whether you like or you don't like. See, friends. Therefore, when she again got her body back, that means now she is reborn as the seeker of truth. And she is no more thinking about eating the whole world. Earlier, she was thinking, I have to eat the whole world. Now she doesn't want to eat anybody. And as a result, eva muktva chiram tastau nirvikalpa samadhina. And as a result, she entered instantaneously in the nirvikalpa samadhi. Nirvikalpa samadhi is living at zero desire level. Nirvikalpa samadhi is like the mirror. Everything comes in front of the mirror. Mirror neither gathers impressions nor reacts. See? The mirror doesn't say to one beautiful girl, she comes in front of her, hey, come on, hang around a little longer, dear. No. And if a oldie like me goes, mirror doesn't say, hey, hatta. See, friends, the mind of the Jivan Mukta is like this. Na kahu se dosti, na kahu se bair. The joy of that life cannot be even imagined by us. Bhagavan Sant Gyaneshwar Maharaj gives one example. What is that joy like? See his imagination, to what extent it can go. He says, if all the sense organs of all the creation in the past, present and future, if they are collected together, and if all those sense organs are enjoying all the objects of the world at a time, what will be the joy? Much more than joy, that is the joy of total dispassion. See, friends, similar thought comes in Taittiriya Upanishad. There this Brahmananda is given through some example, only calculations. If there is a young, healthy handsome, capable, intelligent prince ruling the whole world, which is free from all the problems, and he has most beautiful, intelligent, see, all impossible things, wife. See, what will be his joy? His joy is equal to 1 unit of happiness. Now, like 100 units of happiness is Gandharva joy. Then 100 units of Gandharva's joy is the Deva joy. Like that he goes on multiplying, go on adding 0, 0, 0. And at the end he says, Brahmananda is not even comparable with this. Same thing is here. Eva mukta chiratasto nirvikalpa samadhina. Nirvikalpa samadhi doesn't mean you sleep under the disguise of meditation. No. Nirvikalpa samadhi means you move in this world freely, but the world doesn't touch you. Not living in fear. Going and staying in the cave. This cave business is very terrible, I tell you. Don't go to any caves. See? In Ramayana, cave comes. So, one student, he asked me once, Swamiji, I have decided to go to Himalayas and do meditation in cave. I said, look here, before you take up a big step, try a little bit small. Near Lonavala, there are mountains, and Karla mountains are there, and there are caves, plenty of caves are there. I said that Pujari near that Ekvira Devi, I know him. So you go there, I'll give you a sleep. And there are many caves, you can occupy any cave. He went there. And at 5 o'clock, Pujari will lock Devi inside, otherwise she will run away. And then he came down. And this Ekameva Dvitiya Brahma, he went in that cave. And the darkness started. No bathroom, no latrine, all mosquitoes of the whole universe came there. And he can't see anything and all that. Oh God, how am I going to sleep here? There is no bed, there is no water, there is no nothing, there is no toilet, commode. See? And within 15 minutes he came down. Next day he says, Swamiji, it was so terrible, I couldn't sleep. I don't know how the people were going in the caves. I said, I'll tell you a technique. There is a technique for everything. Go home, while going, go via a painter's house and get one small board made, cave, C-A-V-E. And wherever you stay, outside that room, put the board, cave. And enter. I am entering the cave and sleep. Spirituality. Nirvikalpa Samadhi. See, friends, don't get carried away by all these things. Live dynamically, cheerfully, without complaints, without any expectations. See, that is what is called a Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Otherwise, funny things. One doctor asked me the same question. Swamiji, unless you give me Nirvikalpa Samadhi, I will not leave you. I said, okay. Tell me what is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. You know, Swamiji, but do you know? No, I know you know. Whatever you say, I agree. I said, very good. I took one stone, I said, take Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Swamiji, I said, this is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Now you can't challenge me. See, friends, Nirvikalpa Samadhi is not becoming stone-like. That is Jada Samadhi. Nirvikalpa Samadhi is move in the world, but there are no Vikalpa. Vikalpa are whether I am a body, or I am a soul, or I am Paramatma. No Vikalpa. No option, no doubts. Leading a doubt-free experience is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Like we are all in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, now, do we have any doubt whether I am a body or not? We are rooted in this. Then I am this body. So where is the need for another Nirvikalpa Samadhi? Ek kafi hai. You don't require too many. Now, atha kalena mahata chitta spandana metyasam bahir vrittimayi bhutva sasmara cha punakshudham. Thereafter, When she remained in Nirvikalpa Samadhi for quite long, then Chitta Spandanam eti sa. Then again that impact of the Nirvikalpa Samadhi slowly waned away. Be attentive. Anything which begins and ends is in the Prakriti, is not in Paramatma. We go through 4 experiences. Waking experience is logic predominant, buddhi pradhan. The dream experience is the confusion pradhan. It is mind predominant. The deep sleep is the ahankara pradhan. Therefore, in deep sleep, the 5 elements don't disintegrate. They still remain intact. That is the principle of ahankara. And samadhi is chitta pradhan. Chitta is the memory stick in our system. So whatever is the last thought before entering the samadhi, when samadhi breaks, you again begin from that thought onward. Like when you watch a movie, halfway you leave, again you start. They ask a question, do you want to begin or you can start from wherever you left? See, so this Nirvikalpa Samadhi, after Chitta Spandanam eti, again our mind started slowly by the God's will, again it became active. And Bahir Vrittimayi Bhutva, and then she withdrew from the within and started becoming extrovert. Meaning consciousness has fallen to the level of mind. In consciousness, there is no objectivity. Mind cannot exist without objectivity. So, Bahirvrittimayi Bhutva Sasmaracha Punakshudham. Again she remembered her hunger. See? Because identified with the body. In deep sleep we are not hungry. The moment we wake up, cow. Because the body demands the food. So she again remembered. Praptum jati uchita aharam atavyam nevasat tada. Then for getting the proper type of her food, she started living in the forest. Thereafter, etasmin nantare tatra mantrina sa bhupatim rajanyam sampravishta sa vilokya achintyat bhrisham. That very time she saw, at the night time, one king along with his minister, they happened to enter that forest, and when she saw both of them, she started thinking about what to do about them, because she wanted to eat. So, api nankshami dehena naivam bhokshe gunanvitam tasmad imau pariksheham kayachit prashna leelaya iti nishchitya sa ghoram vinodyavacha rakshasi. So she started thinking in herself that I am not going to kill or eat these people if they are good in all ways, gunanvitam. They are not bad type of people. And therefore I have to examine them whether they are good or bad. So, how to examine them? Tasmad imau pariksheham. I shall take their examination. So I will find out what type of these people are. And therefore, Prashna Leelaya, I will play the game of asking questions and find out what reply they give. From their reply, I will be able to judge whether they are good or bad. Iti nishchitya, having thus decided, sa ghoram vinodyacha rakshasi, with huge noise, she roared. And thereafter, she started asking questions. Kau bhavanto idanim me hyahartham samagato ekopayene mat parshvar balako uttarishatha mat prashna panjaram saram ched vidarayatho dhyam kathayami iti prokta sa pruchad rakshasi tada. So she asked, Kau bhavanto idanim, you two of you, why you have come over here? Who are you? Have you come for me to eat? You can get rid of this situation by only one way. Eka upayena mat parshvad balakau uttarishata. Oh dear children, you will be really free only if you answer my question. It is the only way. There is no other way. Prashna Panjaram Saram Chet. I shall give you a question paper and there are no options. Answer any one question out of 100. No. All questions you have to answer. And if you can answer all the questions correctly, then you will not be eaten by me. I want to examine what kind of people you are. Similar topic comes in Mahabharata, the Yaksha Prashna. When the Yaksha is asking this Yudhishthir, all the 4 brothers were dead. There Yaksha says, I shall ask you a question. If you answer all the questions correctly, then all your 4 brothers will be awake, or else you will also die. See friends, in this world, the intelligence is the most important, not intellectualism. Intelligence is important. See friends. So, she said, now I shall ask. Then, Kathyatamiti Rajnyukta sa apruchit rakshasi tada. So the king said, okay, please tell what are the questions, we shall answer your question. And as a result, the Suchi, that Rakshasi, she asked the questions. A big question paper she presents. Ekasyan ekasankasya kasyano ambuderiva antar brahmanda lakshani liyante budbuddha iva kimakasham anakasham na kinchit kinchideva kim gachanna gacchati cha kaha ko tishtenneva tishtati kaschet chetanopi pashanaha kasche vyomni chitrakrut ano jaganti tishtanti kasmin bijaiva dramaha kasman na pruthak kinchin dvaitam api apruthak kutaha. So she has asked about half a dozen questions. Now these questions are answered by these 2, the king and his minister, and after all these questions were asked, answered, then she was very pleased, and what was the remaining portion, we shall try to finish it tomorrow evening. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.